Hey guys, with roadtoroota.com coming to you without a camera today, having some technical difficulties. Wanted to first talk about the Three Amigos interview with Joe and Cliff High. If you haven't seen it yet, definitely watch it, live it, learn it. It's really cool, and Cliff gets into some really interesting stuff that I think everybody would be very well off if they sit and they listen to it and learn it, especially about the cryptos, about the nature of reality, and everything we get into in silver. Of course, silver, very exciting time coming up for silver, and then you got to go know when to get out. So I beg everybody to go do that. All right, and that's what it looks like. Go to jsnip4's webpage right there, and the title is Realist News, which is jsnip4's newscast. About 3 times daily. It's really good, so check that out. Make sure you subscribe to that, and it's called Three Amigos. Cliff High, Bix Weir, Bix and Joe, crypto, silver, housing, woo-woo, and more. That sums it up right there. Yeah, check that out. And then what I want to talk today about is the crazy cryptos. Yes, they're all going nuts. Bitcoin is now sitting at $2,827. I think that's an all-time high. Ethereum is blowing the doors on everything, $263. At some point, Ethereum will pass Bitcoin, in my estimation, on a dollar for dollar basis. And that means a lot because the supply of Ethereum out there is a lot greater than the supply of Bitcoin. But it's kind of like a silver and gold thing. Bitcoin is great, and it'll continue to run up. I have projections out to $10,000 Bitcoin by the end of the year, and probably it'll blow that away. Ethereum, the sky's the limit on that, and everybody's writing new programs off the Ethereum blockchain platform. So, I mean, there's no reason not to get into Ethereum. If you understand Bitcoin, you're gonna love Ethereum, and you don't even really need to understand Bitcoin anymore. You just need to get in, sit, and wait and hold. But here's the thing. Here's the thing. The future is all about these cryptocurrencies. It's all about silver. Unless you understand what you're doing, you're going to screw up, and you're going to screw up badly, and you could lose money. So make sure you do your homework. This is not something you can just sit and, oh, I bought some Bitcoin, and that's it, and you leave it in Coinbase, or you leave it in an exchange. No, you have to do more homework. You have to secure it properly. You have to make sure you do it right. Very important. And to do that, just go to YouTube. Any question you have, go to YouTube, type in your question. You're going to find the answer. This is going to take homework and study on your part. Absolutely. If you want to be involved with the future before it even starts to happen, you have to study. You have to get in there and learn everything you can about these things. And it could be just Bitcoin. It might be all you want to do is get some Bitcoin, and you don't want to learn about anything else, which is fine. I mean, there's currently, I think it's 750 plus cryptocurrencies. I would say 730 of them will be gone within a year. That's the real scary part. Billions will be lost because there's no use for them. Anybody going up against Bitcoin as a form of currency and a form of exchange isn't going to win. They're going to lose. But if you have a new idea, something new that's added to the picture, like Ethereum or that new one that we talked about, Veritasium. I don't think it's trading yet, but just the use case for these cryptos. They have to have a use case. There has to be a reason to be in them. Ripple is the banksters crypto. I made one trade on that and I did well, but I'm not going to play it anymore because that's going to go to zero when the banks crash because they're going to have to sell all their assets. So if you're going to play in this space, if you're going to be part of the future before the future comes, you have to do your homework. And don't send me questions about Bitcoin or the cryptos or anything, truthfully. I mean, I get 50,000 questions a day. I don't have time to do your homework for you because you got to learn it. You got to learn this stuff. And it's not all that hard to get a basic understanding of what Bitcoin is. So that is my tip for the day, is go learn what you're doing. Learn about the future, and you won't regret it at all. You'll be so glad that you spent a full week, 2 hours a day for a week trying to learn about Bitcoin and Ethereum and Ripple and Dashcoin and Litecoin, things like that. If you're interested in those, or just Bitcoin, I'm talking 2 hours for 5 days. Okay, it's 10 hours in 1 week, and you can change your life. If you understand this stuff, you can change your life. So there's your little word of warning. First of all, word of warning that a lot of these cryptos will not be around to see the light of day come the end of the year. And also a word of encouragement to go learn about the future, learn why this transition is happening, and also about silver. Learn about silver. Most of you already know about the use case for silver and all the different technological advances that need silver. That's going to be the most exciting. Silver is money. I don't think it will happen because it'll be too valuable to use as money. We need it in other places. When the price of silver blows by the price of gold, you're going to understand that. But for right now, it's held down via computer programs from Steve Mnuchin. That was his job at Goldman Sachs, was computer market rigging. He brought that to Trump. It pisses me off that Trump continues this market rigging, but he also knows that if the market rigging ends, everything ends. So the whole economy is destroyed. So he brought him on for a while. I think it'll be destroyed soon anyway. It's falling apart. And speaking of that, let's go right to Zero Hedge. And we'll just go down quickly. I'm just going to go quickly over the news because having computer problems and my battery is draining fast, believe it or not. Anyway, another terrorist attack. We're having them almost daily. And I watched a very interesting YouTube video from Sean at SGT Report about, he interviews a guy who's an expert on these false flag attacks. And he talks about the shoes coming off victims and how that's a sign of the Illuminati, that the person who is lying on the ground with one shoe off, it is there in agreement, acting in agreement with the con that's going on. So if you ever see one shoe off or two shoes off in these terrorist attacks, or one pant leg ripped off, that is signs to the Illuminati that this was a false flag. And there are shoes everywhere in the Manchester situation, on the London Bridge. Look for the shoes at the site where you see the supposed victims. It is amazing. It just blows your mind. It's like, oh my God, it's so staged, and they're faking everything. I don't know what this new one is. It's a man shot attacking police with hammer at Paris Notre Dame Cathedral. Public warned to stay away. Public warned to stay away. That's in all of them, so they can take these fake pictures of people dying and one shoe or two shoes on the ground or one shoe on the ground. Really odd, strange people we're dealing with. Schizophrenic jolts report reveals record job openings as hiring crashes. The reality of anything coming out of the government, the BLS, the Bureau of Labor Statistics, is a lie. It's always a lie. It's not always good and it's not always bad. But you know one thing, it's always a lie. And the lie has been going on for so long, for decades, that they can't change it. They can't change the lie. Otherwise, it looked, if they reported what the real job numbers are, it would just completely be off the mark from where it is today. So they perpetuate the lie, and it keeps going. And yeah, I would blame Trump for that. If he's going to keep the lies going, to keep the system going, that's what we need to end. Stop the lies. Qatar catastrophe strikes real. FX forward signal peg break looms. In the collapse of Qatar's bond and stock markets was not enough to warrant concerns. The Real peg is now coming under great pressure as FX forwards crash to their weakest on record. Trump is claiming victory on this. I don't know. Steve Mnuchin is the guy doing it. All he has to do is click a button and the real will go wherever he chooses it to go. And same with gold, and same with silver, and same with the euro, and same with the pound sterling, the same with the yuan. All you got to do is click a button in the basement of the Treasury with the derivatives, and you can drive anything anywhere. So it's much to do about nothing, if you ask me. Sakjin, angered by stupidly strong correlation between yen and Treasury yields. Well, of course it's stupidly strong because it's rigged. They're both rigged. It's all rigged. There's no reality in our free markets anymore. There's no free markets. When you have a computer and you had limitless derivatives to trade against every single financial asset, yeah, you're going to get stupidity all over the place. Ron Paul, my man, I met him once. I don't know if I told you guys I met Ron Paul once. Light of my life. It was a great moment, and he's a good guy. He's a sweet man, obviously. Um, he won't remember me, of course. I was just one of many, but yeah, I was a big Ron Paul supporter. I still am a Rand Paul supporter. He just wasn't strong enough for the good guys. When he ran for president, they tried to get him in. He had the right ideas. He was just too old at the time, and he wasn't strong enough. He could have done it. If you ever watch his debates when he was younger, he just destroyed everybody. It was awesome. Go on YouTube and look up old Ron Paul debates, and you'll see why he's such an amazing man. So yeah, he's talking about the Trump projections bear little or no resemblance to reality. No, of course they don't. That's not the idea. Trump's trying to do the same thing everybody else is doing. Blow the bubble bigger and bigger and bigger until it pops. And that's what's going to happen. London Bridge offices evacuated. You notice these false flags are coming just one after the other after the other in England. They want to lock England down. They want armed soldiers on every street. It's really sad. And that's exactly what they're going to do. There's going to be another one, and then it's kind of like the U.S. right after 9/11. Everybody's freaking out. How do I get in a taxi cab if the guy has a turban on? That's what they want. They want people fearful because it brings the government. It gives the government the ability to lock away your freedoms, and that government loves that stuff. There's Bitcoin. It's pure frenzy. Bitcoin extends overnight gains, raises 200% year to date. That's nothing compared to what's coming. Just wait till the banks start crashing. Where's everybody going to go in Greece, in Italy, in the UK, in China, in the US? When the banks start crashing, there's going to be so much running to Bitcoin, to Ethercoin. We're talking 20,000, 100,000, $1 million Bitcoin, that kind of stuff. It's going to get crazy, and it might happen instantly. Remember, it doesn't take trillions of dollars to flood into a market like Bitcoin. It doesn't take trillions of dollars to have a $1 trillion market cap. It only takes one trade. If that last Bitcoin that is being recorded trades for $1 trillion, all of a sudden there's or trades for $1. Hold on, I gotta do the math now. It's all about the last trade. So if Bitcoin has 16 million coins out there, and the last trade goes for was it $100,000, it would be $1 trillion, $16 trillion Bitcoin market. It doesn't mean that an extra $16 trillion went into Bitcoin. Everything, the market cap of anything has to do with the last trade, what the last trade went for, and you times that by the total availability of Bitcoin or any market. So those who are thinking, well, no, there's not trillions of dollars that are available to go into Bitcoin. It doesn't take that. It doesn't take that at all. It takes one strong $100,000 trade in Bitcoin to be a $16 trillion market cap. And that can happen in a blink of an eye. If nobody's going to sell their Bitcoin because all the banks are crashing around the world and everybody wants to buy Bitcoin, there you go. It happens instantly. That's how a real free market works, my friends. Will it happen? I think so. When the banks really start wobbling, where else are you going to go? Silver and gold will be, you won't be able to find it, the physical stuff, at any price, because the markets will be breaking down because the banks are breaking down. Anyway, I hope the whole Russia thing continues. It needs to just end. Trump needs to say this is bullshit. Oh, by the way, here's Seth Rich's information that he gave to WikiLeaks. Game over. That's where all the DNC stuff came from. So, the game goes on, but Trump can end it tomorrow if he wants. Remember that. And they're naming the terrorists. This has got to be my favorite. The NSA leaker called Trump a piece of shit. Is a fan of Bernie Sanders. This is the girl named Reality Winner. I swear to God, Reality Winner is her name, and she's a complete plant by the bad guys. It's just ridiculous. She was given top secret security clearance within like days of joining the army after high school. This stuff they expect us to believe is just insane, absolutely insane. And the other thing in Sean's interview, Sean from SGT Report, talking about false flags, he talks a lot about the bizarre names that they give the victims and the perpetrators. So if you hear something like, and they're all like dirty names, like half of them are named Dick. It's just, I mean, it's just weird. It's really weird why these sycophants, just bizarre Illuminati types, sit there and make up these games to mess with our head. I think, and at some level, it gets a more intense kind of push for the whole false flag, and that's the whole idea about a false flag, is to create, to stir up emotions and to scare you. And truthfully, the only thing we have to fear is fear itself, and I think that rings true, especially today with all the fake news and all the false flags coming out. Anyway, that's it for today. Hopefully we can get the video up and running again. This is Bix Weir, roadtoroota.com. Don't forget to subscribe to these videos and tell your friends and share them. Share them with everybody, and then we can get this game over with finally. And we'll have more behind the scenes coverage tomorrow. We'll talk to you later. Bye.